The last 15 or 16 months, it's been pretty rough, and some of us have handled it pretty well and others not so much. So if you're struggling with drug or alcohol addiction, depression, anxiety, Pinnacle Peak Recovery wants you to know that you are not alone. I'm with Tyler Tisdale, who is the CEO and founder of Pinnacle Peak Recovery, and Alex Romero, who is the admissions coordinator here. First of all, thank you both for being here. I want to learn more about what's going on here. You guys certainly being inundated because of what's been going on. What are people calling for? What are their issues?
Absolutely. Well, people are calling from all walks of life. Addiction doesn't discriminate. But most interestingly enough, with COVID-19 and the quarantine and people isolating, mental health and alcohol use is at an all-time high, so we're seeing more of that as well.
I'm sure you are. I'm not surprised about that at all. Why did you create Pinnacle Peak Recovery?
Yeah, well, I struggled with addiction throughout my teens and early 20s, so when I got sober, I got a brand new life, and so I'm very passionate about recovery and want to pass that on to as many people as possible.
Well, and that's what people, when they're not sober, they can't see, the opportunities in front of them. When people come to see Pinnacle Peak Recovery and they have a stay here, what is your hope for them? What is your mission statement here?
Absolutely. So someone asked me what happened when I got sober, and the best answer I could give them was my life got good. So that's what we're set out to do, is to save lives and help people get good.
I like that. Get good. I like that. Alex, you're one of the first people that people will talk to. Kind of walk us through the process. I think a lot of people might be a little intimidated. They don't really know what's going to happen when they make that phone call.
Absolutely. So a lot of times parents, loved ones are calling for their loved one that is struggling, and sometimes I get to talk directly to the person struggling. I think the most important thing about my job is to create a safe environment for them to really open up and tell me a little bit about what's going on. I think sometimes the best thing that you can do for someone is to be a friendly voice on the other end of the phone and just let them know that, hey, you're not a bad person. We're gonna get through this, and we're gonna help you be the best you that you can possibly be.
Yeah, you're not alone, and that is part of this big campaign and this big push that we have. And are you able to help people when they make that initial phone call? How long does it take?
It varies. Sometimes I'm on the phone with people for an hour and a half, sometimes 15 minutes, 30 minutes. People's willingness, it varies. Some people call and they're extremely willing and they know that they want a better life, and I'm the person that kind of tells them how we can get there for them. And then there's other people that aren't so willing, and then that's where I come in to let them know that they are worth it and there's so much more to life than what they're giving themselves.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people might even be watching right now. If it's not themselves who are struggling, maybe it's someone they know. Tyler, what would you say to that person that's just maybe on the fence? Like, I don't know if I need it. I don't know if I can afford it. I don't know if I should or could.
Absolutely. Well, we're trying to make treatment as accessible as possible. So call in. If we can't help you, we'll definitely point you in the right direction. But I'd also say you could always go back to that. So you might as well give it a chance.
I like that. Let's talk about outcome real quick. I know that you obviously set people up for success. Tell me what are you seeing when people walk through the door and they finish their treatment?
At Pinnacle Peak Recovery, we do lifelong treatment. So after someone leaves here, they're an alumni for life. They could always come back and use the resources here. And so it really just depends on the actions they take after treatment.
But when they're here, you're giving them all the tools they need.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I want to give our viewers some more information. Pinnacle Peak Recovery is located at 8070 East Morgan Trail in Scottsdale. Call 888-AZ-REHAB for help or visit the website pinnaclepeakrecovery.com.